Hey y'all, and welcome to Demby's Teaching Tips. Today I'm just going to give you some quick tips to help you get your class under control. You know, when you've been working and working and the kids just start getting chatty and you ready to bring them back in, I got some tips for you. Stay tuned.
Yeah. Educate us, Mr. Demby. Educate us, Mr. Demby. Educate us, Mr. Demby.
Now, I do have to say, I've not tried these in a high school classroom, but I have tried them with middle schoolers and with all of my elementary school students. And my specialty is really elementary school. But it might work with high schoolers. You know, I don't know. I don't know. But I know this will work with middle school and elementary school. You should try it with your high school. They'll be like, what is he doing? Because sometimes when I'm ready for the kids to get quiet, I don't get mad. I try not to raise my voice. The only reason I raise my voice is normally if I see a kid who I know they know better, but they choose to do wrong, then I'm like getting angry. But most of the time, whenever the kids are talking and I'm ready to bring them back in, the first thing I would try, you try this, put a little tune to it. I'm looking for quiet students. I'm looking for quiet students. I'm looking for quiet students. Can I find one? And then just keep going. If they'll start quieting down, and then that gives them time to get all of their conversations finished. Cause you know we've all been in PDs or we've been in trainings where we start talking, and then the person says, "Now it's time to stop," and we not finished with our conversation. So we want the kids are like that too. They want to finish their conversation. So do it again. I'm looking for quiet students. I'm looking for quiet students. I'm looking for quiet students. Can I find one? And so normally if you do it enough, they'll start singing. As soon as they hear it, they'll start chanting it with you. So that's the first tip. Another one that I do when I'm ready for them to get quiet. Now, I learned this cheer from my friend Carla Brown. We were teaching in Sarasota, Florida. And she used to do with her kids. I do it as a line up to get ready for line and to get quiet. So I learned this one and I've been doing it ever since. Let me see who's sitting quiet. What? And then the kids answer, what did you say? Let me see who's sitting quiet. What did you say? I said, ooh, 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 ooh. What? Ooh, ooh, ooh. Sit quiet. And so by the time that get them time to get back to their seat and do what they need to do, and by the time we get to that finish that ooh, they sitting quiet. And so whenever I'm ready for them to line up, I do the same thing. And this is one I learned from Carla. Let me see you camouflage. What did you say? I said, let me see you camouflage. What did you say? And then they know they don't start moving until we start ooh. So normally I give them 3 oohs to get back in line. So ooh, 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 what, ooh, 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 what, ooh, ooh, camouflage. And so by then I should see a straight line. I tell them, when you camouflage, that means I can't see anybody's head behind this first person's head. And so it works for them. I do it with 5th grade. Everybody. Anybody that need to line up, they all know the camouflage song or the sitting quiet song. I have walked into the gym full of the whole school, and all I have to do is say, let me see who's sitting quiet, and they all answer back. And so you can use it as a tool just for your classroom, or if you teach the whole school like I do. I'm the music teacher, so I teach the whole school. You can use it just for the whole school or just a class. Another one that I do, I taught my students a statement, the opening statement for every class says, I am the best, so I will act like the best. I will use self-control. I will make good choices. I will treat others the way I want to be treated. Therefore, I will be nice and kind to myself and others. I will always stop, think, and breathe and make the right choice. Everywhere I go, I came to school to learn, therefore I will learn. Now, this year, my principal has used that as our total school pledge. So we've added, as a Jacob student, I will be responsible, I will be respectful, and I will be safe. So those are 3 expectations: being responsible, respectful, and safe. So, but anyway, I could walk into the gym filled with the whole school, and I walk in, boys and girls, I am the best, and they all just chime in and start singing it. And by the time they finish, they're sitting quiet. I have their attention. I can give instructions. So no matter what you do, you can be in your classroom and you start teaching your students that at the beginning of the year. And and the thing is, with all of these, you have to start teaching your kids that. Train them how to do it. Train them that after this statement, I need quiet. Whenever you hear me doing this, that means we need quiet. And I'm training you now, and I talk to them about it, and then we practice it. Let's play it. Let's practice it. Let's do it again. Practice it. And some of them, they enjoy those practices where we do, let me see who's sitting quiet. Because I tell them doing the ooh, ah, ah, ooh, they can get up and move around, then run back to their seat real quick. I love it. But anyway, so you could try that and do the opening do your statement, any statement. It doesn't have to be my statement. You can try that. Another one that I do is the counting down. And I always count down to give them time to close off their conversations or wrap up whatever they're doing, because kids are people too. And we have to remember that when we're teaching, we think, oh, well, I'm the teacher and you better do what I say. Well, no, kids are people too. So you have to give them time, just like you need time to finish your conversations and wrap up whatever you're doing. You got to give them time. So this is what I do. I do 1, 2, 3, 4. Quiet down now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Quiet down now. 1. So I get quieter. 2, 3, 4. Quiet down now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Quiet down now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Quiet down now. And so I keep doing it and keep doing it. And then by the time I'm finished, everybody has joined in with me. So that's another tip. And then by the time I go to the next one I do is silent. And they all are joining, ready to listen. So sometimes I can just start talking while I'm doing that. And they'll just start, I can start giving instructions without them having to interrupt. They finish their conversations. Everybody's brought back in and ready to go. You can do it with adults too, because adults, whenever you at PD, sometimes you got to rope them back in anyway. And so the last one is this now. This one, the kids hate it. I'm going to tell you now, the kids hate it. Don't talk, just write. So most of the time, if I've tried, boys and girls, let's get quiet. And they don't say nothing. They still talking and carrying on. I don't say anything. I just walk over to the board, either the chalkboard, whiteboard, smart board, anything. And I write on the board simply, please stop talking. And I wait. Take a breath. Okay, they still talking. They not paying attention to you. So on the board, write this. You have to write this. Writing will start in 10. Start writing. Take a breath. 9 and just keep going. And then by then, no more. I think the most I've ever gotten to was 8, because by the time I get to 8, they know, I, I don't know. Maybe one class. No, I think the most I've ever gotten to is 8. But by the time you get to 1, if they're still not paying attention, because sometimes kids get like that, they just somebody shut up when they telling other people what to do. You better stop talking. Then the other person say, "Hey, you don't tell me what." So then that start a bigger problem. So then by the time you get to 1, don't say nothing. Just start passing out paper and pencils. And then what we paper and pencil. And then on the board, you write what I write. This is your assignment. And so you're not punishing them also because you writing it too. So I just start writing vocabulary words and the definition, and they have to write it. You going too fast. We doing so. Since we couldn't learn music through doing it, we gonna learn it through writing about it. So whatever topic we on, I pull out those vocabulary words or concepts and use that. And so that's why, with writing, you don't want to make the kids hate writing. So I don't do that. And like sometimes I will make them write affirmations. Like there have been times where the kids talk so much and they just were so out of control that I just stopped, pull out the paper, and then we write our affirmations. I love myself. And then they have to write whatever I say. All the affirmations I read, I am a wonderful person. And so, you think it's punishment. They think it's punishment at the time because they would rather do music or rather do something else than do that writing. But then by the time they finish, they say, "Mr. Demby, can I take this paper with me?" You sure can. And they go home and read, "I am wonderful." And I tell them, take your affirmations and reread them and re-say them to yourself. And so that's another tool that I use with when I don't talk just right. And so, anyway, I hope you all can use these tips in your classroom. I hope you will have fun with them and getting your kids under control. It'll be a good thing. Your kids probably wouldn't know what happened because now you're not yelling at them. You're not screaming. You're not upset. You're not angry. They're like, "Oh, what's going? Hey, I like that." So anyway, try them out and comment and tell me if they work. Or if you have some tips that I don't have, share them with me in the comments below. Y'all have a wonderful, 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 wonderful day. All right. Sips tea.